I, Dr. Vaishali Poddar, on behalf of National Institute of Advanced Manufacturing Technology, welcome you all to workshop on National Education Policy 2020, NEP 2020 in Engineering Education, Prospects and Challenges. Education is the foundation of progress, and with NEP 2020, India is paving its way. NEP 2020 aims to bridge the gap between academia and industry, foster innovation and research, and equip future engineers with the skills needed for a rapidly evolving world. As we embrace these transformative challenges that come with its implementation, to guide us in this journey, we are privileged to have distinguished academicians, policy experts, and researchers who will share their valuable insights through guest lectures and interactive discussions. Their expertise will help us navigate the roadmap for integrating NEP 2020 into engineering education effectively. This workshop is not just an event, it is a platform for dialogue, knowledge sharing, and shaping the future of technical education in our country. With that, let us begin this enlightening session. We look forward to an engaging and thought-provoking day ahead. Now, I request the student volunteers to kindly escort our dignitaries to the dais. I invite our chief guest, Dr. Satyapal Singh, former Commissioner of Police Mumbai and former Union Minister of State, MHRD. Heritage Group of Institutions, and guest of honor, Professor Debi Prasad Mishra, Director, National Institute of Technical Teachers Training and Research, that is NITTTR, Kolkata. Now we begin the lamp lighting ceremony symbolizing wisdom and knowledge. I invite our esteemed dignitaries to kindly come forward and light the ceremonial lamp. I also invite the conveners of the workshop, Professor N.K. Singh and Professor D. Roy, to join this lamp lighting ceremony. Yeah, our guest of honor, Professor Mishra, has also arrived and is joining us for the ceremony. Welcome, sir.
Shubham kurutvam kalyanam arogyam dhanasampada. Shubham kurutvam kalyanam arogyam dhanasampada. Shatru buddhi vinashaya Deepajyotir namostute, Deepajyotir namostute. Shubham kurutvam kalyanam arogyam dhanasampada.
Let's have a big round of applause. This special occasion, I invite our students Lisha, Khushi, Deepu and Nehal to present a welcome song.
Swagatam sarega maga magare ni sare gare sa sarega maga magare ni sare gare sa. की बगिया से हमने है कलियां चुनी, श्रद्धा के फूल से हमने माला बुनी, करते हैं तुमको अर्पित सुमन आज हम। स्वागतम 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 स्वागतम, करते हैं तुमको अर्पित सुमन आज हम। स्वागतम 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 स्वागतम, मन की वीणा से गुंजित ध्वनि मंगलम। स्वागतम 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 स्वागतम।
I request Lisha to come forward and present the bouquet to our chief guest, Dr. Satyapal Singh. I request Kshiti to come. I request Deepu to come forward and present the bouquet to our guest of honor, Professor Souvik Bhattacharyya. I request Nehal to come forward and present the bouquet to our director, Professor P.P. Chattopadhyay. With the dais adorned by such distinguished personalities, I invite our director, Professor P.P. Chattopadhyay.
Prabhat, Johar. I, on behalf of Fraternity of National Institute of Advanced Manufacturing Technology, Ranchi, feel honored and delighted to extend our heartfelt welcome to the dignitaries in the dais, of the dais, to my dear colleagues, to the participants, to the representatives of electronic and print media, and my beloved students in this inaugural ceremony of one-day workshop on NEP 2020 in engineering education, prospects and challenges. We have with us today Dr. Satyapal Singh as the chief guest in this inaugural ceremony. Dr. Singh is an acclaimed scholar, administrator and policymaker in our country. He served as Minister of State in MHRD as well as Ministry of Water Resource, River Development and Ganga Rejuvenation. He has also served as Police Commissioner of Mumbai. We are thankful, sir, for accepting our invitation and your gracious presence today among us. We are grateful to Professor Souvik Bhattacharyya, former professor of IIT Kharagpur and former Vice Chancellor Ms. Pileni, who is also an acclaimed scholar in the country and contributed significantly in the engineering education in our country. Sir, your presence is definitely encouraging for academic community in this institute. We have with us Professor Debi Prasad Mishra, Director, National Institute of Technical Teachers Training and Research, Kolkata, and Professor, Indian Institute of Technology, Kanpur. Under his leadership, NITTTR Kolkata is exerting education. We are grateful, sir. Your enlightening thoughts will definitely guide us in implementation of NEP 2020 in our institute. I'm truly grateful to the eminent experts of the country who will share their views and thoughts in different technical sessions. Professor Bhattacharyya, Professor Bonkim Rai, and Professor Indranil Manna, who will join us shortly. We are really thankful to you for finding time to be among us. I'll take this opportunity to share the thought behind the theme of this particular workshop. Government of India launched NEP 2020 in July 2020. And the aim was not just to modernize or revise the education system in the country, but to implement a holistic transformation at different levels of education framework to evolve it as the foundation of India to become a knowledge society. And in higher education segment, engineering education is certainly an important agent in improving our life and economic growth. So at this juncture, it is very relevant and important to design a realistic and reliable pathway and process for transforming engineering education in this country in line with the directives of NEP 2020. I strongly believe that the experts present here will focus on different aspects of engineering education and will guide us to align the engineering education in our country at different level within the framework of NEP 2020, considering its prospect and challenges. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Sharing your valuable words. Now, Institute of Technical Teachers Training and Research, Kolkata, our guest of honor to address the gathering.
Respected Satyapal Singh and Prasad, Souvik, Bhattacharyya and Professor the PP Chattopadhyay, who is the director of this institute, who was invited. I am grateful to him to come to this your institute for the first time. And also the Professor N.K. Singh, the Dean Academics, and all the faculty members of this institute, and also the experts who have come to participate in this important workshop on the NEP 2020 pertaining to the engineering education, and my dear students. We are very fortunate that we have taken birth in this era because of the fact that the NEP 2020 is one of the epoch-making education policy has come, and it is under implementation at this moment of time. And we are aspiring given by the present government. So, and the education is not audible. Okay. Education plays a very important role in shaping the fate of a country. Am I right or wrong? Education was existing before the independence in this country or before 1,000 years? Was it existing? Okay. So I will not get into that. If you are saying yes, that is very good. 2020. Why it is so? Because we got independence in 1947. Before that, we are poor fellows, like we are subjugated by the foreign rulers. So we don't have a, but 1947 to till so many years over, but it is not a part of the course curriculum. And let me tell you, it is unfortunate. But however, NEP 2020 has given an opportunity to be a part of course curriculum. Are you happy or not? भारत को बनाना है तो भारतीय ज्ञान परंपरा में हमको खुद को ढलना पड़ेगा, नहीं तो भारत कभी बन नहीं सकता। बन सकता है क्या? बन सकता है क्या? क्योंकि हम लोग पाश्चात्य देश को अंधानुकरण कर रहे हैं। हम दूसरे से सीख सकते हैं, कोई समस्या नहीं, सीखना सबसे जरूरी है। It's very essential to learn, but don't learn the things whatever it is not good. For example, all of us, we say that good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Those are really good? Yes or no? Good or bad or ugly? But we do follow. And we have forgotten to make namaskar. If I ask, why do you do namaskar? Why do? What answer you will have? Is it the same as the good morning? Good morning is a psychological weak statement. You are saying somebody to be good. Even in the night, you meet somebody in the around, let's say 1 p.m. because a lot of my young friends, they are not sleeping. They are sleeping in 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. Am I right, students? Which is Indianness? No. Right? That is the Asur Bela. You should not sleep there. If you sleep, you become like Asura. And you will be involved in, your mind will go astray. Are you getting? Night is to sleep and take rest. But we are not doing, because we are influenced by the people. Our education is going to haywire. If we are educated, you should do what is right. Yes or no? Yes. And we know it is wrong, but still we are doing. That means we are not educated. All these education institutes have failed to imparting what is to be done, what is not to be done. Yes or no? Yes. Generally people are thinking education means, degree means getting job. Yes or no? मैं बताऊं, like हिंदी में एक कहावत है कि उत्तम खेती मध्यम बान निकृष्ट चाकरी भीख समान है, भीख निदान। हम लोग कहते हैं समान, तो निदान ठीक है, कोई शब्द नहीं, वही भाव को समझना चाहिए। ये दुखद विषय है। तो NEP 2020 is really going to be a game changer for us to change the landscape of education and the actual meaning of the education. But how we will implement it? It's very good, great. But however, I will not discuss here, because if I talk, it will take time. There are several speakers, I will not give, because generally whenever somebody calls me, I ask him, give me 1.5 hours. Are you getting? And my record says that I have gone for 4 hours together. Okay, that is my record. Because I have proven that while Western people are saying you cannot keep the students for 20 minutes more than that, they are wrong, according to me. The Western people done research, na? You cannot make the student to keep with you for 20 minutes. You are not right. They are not right. They are not right according to me. I may be wrong. I may be wrong. So therefore, it depends on how you engage the people, how you entice them, how you ignite them. That depends on your heart. Am I right? Yes, sir. Not that people are good and great, right? So therefore, and I must tell you that I'll tell you 2-3 things, and be swayed by the market. But once they landed, they find they don't have way to escape. They can go astray. But now NEP 2020 has given a route to escape. You have done a mistake, it's fine. But now you want to go get out of this with a degree, and you do whatever you want. So that is the beauty of the system, what NEP 2020 has come in. and which is very good, and students should know. But at the same time, I must tell you, it will create a lot of confusion. I must tell you, there is a negative part. But now, that has to be handled. How we will handle? The onus lies with the student, with the faculty members. We take it as a challenge and do it. And I will tell you that भारत को आप लोग जो नई पीढ़ी हो, भारत को क्या देखना चाहते हो? बलशाली देखना चाहते हो? नहीं चाहते हो? हाँ?
Yes, sir.
वैभवशाली देखना चाहते हो?
Yes, sir.
वित्तशाली देखना चाहते हो?
Yes, sir.
और ऐश्वर्यशाली देखना चाहते हो?
Yes, sir.
तो हम लोगों को सब मिलजुल के भारत को एक नई दिशा देंगे। और हमारे जो पूर्व पुरुष लोग काम करते थे वसुधैव कुटुंब के साथ और प्रकृति के गोद में जीने के कला जानते थे, वो हम लोग कर पाएंगे। ये पूरा धरती अभी जो नष्ट हो रहा है, आप देखेंगे क्लाइमेट चेंज है, बहुत सारे समस्या में जूझ रहा है, धरती माँ बिलप रही है, रो रही है। हम लोग भारतीय परंपरा, ज्ञान विज्ञान परंपरा के अनुसार जाके हमको करना पड़ेगा। आप लोग करोगे क्या?
Yes, sir.
तो मैं एक चीज कह के मेरे वाणी को विराम देता हूँ। हम लोग इसके लिए एक काम कर रहे हैं। मैं एक एक्चुअली संस्था बनाया, मैं आपके थोड़ा परमिशन लूंगा। तो ये संस्था का नाम है भारतीय पारंपरिक ज्ञान विज्ञान समाज। भारतीय पारंपरिक ज्ञान विज्ञान समाज। मेरा विश्वास है जब तक भारत में भारतीय पारंपरिक ज्ञान जो कि पूरा विश्व को दिशा दिखा सकता है, ये ताकत रखता है, सही ढंग से जीवन के साथ जुड़ के नहीं आया है, तब तक भारत विकसित देश नहीं हो सकता है। ये मेरा मानना है। और आप लोग, मैं कभी आऊंगा, अभी तो विषय नहीं है, बताऊंगा क्या उसमें है, क्या छुपा हुए जो कि हमारे पूर्वज लोग हमको दिए हैं, हम नकार दिए हैं उनको सालों सालों तक। अभी एक नई चीज आई है जो भारतीय NEP नेशनल एजुकेशन पॉलिसी 2020 हमको दिया है मौका, तो उनको हम कैसे सार्थक बनाएं और हमारे देश को और पूरा विश्व में जितना भी लोग है जो पूरा है उनको भी दिशा दे सकते हैं। ये के साथ में आपको मेरे वाणी को विराम देता हूँ। सबको नमस्कार, धन्यवाद।
Kind words, sir. Now I invite Professor Souvik Bhattacharyya, IIT Kharagpur, our guest of honor, to share his esteemed insights.
Namaskar. Dr. Satyapal Singh, Professor Debi Mishra, Director of this institute, Professor P.P. Chattopadhyay, and Professor N.K. Singh, Dean Academic. All the distinguished members of the audience, Suprabhat to all of you. Thank you so much for having me here. I'll share a few brief thoughts now, and I believe I have another opportunity in the afternoon to go deeper into some of those thoughts. I'm very glad to see that this institute has become deemed to be a university, but it also, in my mind, in my little experience over the decades, it also brings a couple of interesting challenges to NIAMT. As a deemed to be university, I think it's a university now. So the universities have their own fundamental directions as captured in the very definition of university, in a universal sense, in an Indian sense, in every sense. So whether NIAMT is planning to travel that pathway, because NEP 2020 we are talking about almost 5 years since it was promulgated. There is a sense of convergence, there is a sense of confluence in the policy and many other policies as well as what good education means today and what it should be tomorrow. The future is beckoning the path of confluence. the convergence aspects. So whether NIAMT would be willing to trade that pathway. That's an interesting disruption, I would say, from the current state of operation. The second challenge in my mind is it's not an institute of advanced manufacturing science and engineering. It's an institute of advanced manufacturing technology. There is a subtle but very distinct difference between those two phrases. So NIAMT probably is mandated to develop technologies. We are talking about TRL levels, TR levels or technology readiness levels of high TRLs. So for higher TRL operation along with its university operation. These are very challenging, it's easy for me to say, very difficult, very challenging pathways for any academic institute to traverse. IITs necessarily did not traverse the high TRL technology pathway for many decades. Probably is switching today or lately. So I think these two challenges are interesting observations that I thought of this morning. I had to say something. I thought, what do I say? I don't know much about this institute. The other things I will elaborate later in the afternoon. There are two things, in the policy NEP that is talks about it. One is multidisciplinary and very distinct from what is known as interdisciplinary. So we are talking about academic offerings which are going to be multidisciplinary. I was serving an institute for nearly 7 years as the Vice Chancellor, and I was so relieved when I first saw the first draft of NEP 2020 because the regulators, the government regulators kept on bombarding me as the head of the institute with very strong threatening notices that what we were doing were close to illegal and so on. But NEP 2020 gave me a wonderful sigh of relief. NEP said, this is what we should do. What was illegal yesterday became wonderfully novel and something marvelous that for 5 years we have been talking about. But that institute was practiced, would be learning it simultaneously. So we are talking about, I'll elaborate on this later. We are talking about MSc in biological science and BTech in computer science running concurrently for the same student with a very unique curricular structure without compromising on the rigor of either of the degrees. That's true multidisciplinary offering. No IITs do that today. They have vertical integration, not horizontal. This is horizontal vertical. And then the future tells us that there should be, again, the policy has given the big, I use the word convergence, integration of more than one discipline. So there will be more and more institutes, and rightly so, offering programs like computational biology, or if you want to move to the other direction, computational economics, already there, several institutes. We are not copying the West. This is what the future of work, future of industry, and the future of this nation is heading toward. Nobody can stop this. This is a very organic growth, very organic direction of technology development, and we'll be doing well if you prepare ourselves sooner than later and offer this novel curricular structure before other institutes. That's our differentiator. With those little few words, I wish this gathering a wonderful, successful year. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable inputs. We are very happy to have with us Dr. Kumar Singh, Vice Chancellor, Binod Bihari Mahato, Koilanchal University, Dhanbad, and I request Kshiti to welcome him on behalf of National Institute of Advanced Manufacturing Technology.
Now, it is my honor to invite our chief guest, Dr. Satyapal Singh, former Commissioner of Police, Mumbai, and former Union Minister of State, MHRD, to address the gathering.
सभी को मेरा नमस्ते। I follow Professor Debi Prasad Mishra. Professor Souvik Bhattacharyya ji, Professor Debi Prasad Mishra ji, Professor Kumar Singh ji, Professor Chattopadhyay ji. Because of him I am here, so I am grateful to him for inviting me here. Professor N.K. Singh ji, distinguished faculty, all the participants and students. I feel very privileged to be here. Basically because I am saying the dais with such distinguished personalities here. I hardly know about engineering or manufacturing engineering or technology. I am not an engineer. I am not an engineer. Though I have been a student of science, but long back. I was doing my PhD in 1979. Then I got selected for the police service. I forgot whatever I read or studied even in chemistry. I forgot what is the definition of chemistry now. A long time.
Hello.
But I am very privileged when this NEP was being drafted. I was in the ministry. And I can take a very legitimate credit that this Indian knowledge system which was incorporated in this.
थोड़ा देर में मैसेज कर दे तुम बात करो.
Though I had prepared a different draft of NEP. I had invited about 35 different educationists coming from different fields from all over the country, and we drafted the policy. Unfortunately, many of its recommendations were not accepted. So, though I welcome it, but not fully endorse it. There are many problems. In fact, the entire education system of our country is being molded on the pattern of American universities. Though we have incorporated this Indian knowledge system, module is the same. We have introduced this semester system and kind of thing. So we are passing out the graduates having degrees for getting the jobs. जैसे देवी प्रसाद जी बोल रहे थे, हम उनको को विद्वान नहीं बनाते, शायद वो इच्छा भी नहीं है लोगों को. The aim of the education is अगर उसको हिंदी में बोलते हैं याद रखने के लिए, it should be अर्थकारी. It should give you tools and techniques to earn a very decent livelihood for self-employed. It should give Sukkari how to lead a happy life. And ultimately, the education must lead to have a name and fame. That is not happening, and NEP is not going to do. In fact, about 8 months back, I met the Honorable Prime Minister with my note about this NEP. And I told him whatever his dream or sankalp to make this country Vishwaguru by 2047 is not going to work. There are a lot of constraints, lot of problems. Again, the draft also. What is to be done? How to train teachers? We do not have the teachers. Professor Mishra is doing that job of to train the teachers. Who will train those teachers? Who will train those teachers? You cannot get from the teachers or trainers of the teachers from different universities. They can teach them? No, it's not possible. You have to find out who can teach, who can train them. You will not find in the mainstream. You have to scout them throughout the world, throughout the country. Select the field and get the best person. Many of these fellows, they do not have any degree. No degree, no formal education. But they are very fast. They know so much that we stand nowhere. How many of them, how many of us invite them and welcome them? For example, yesterday only I was speaking in Delhi University. I'm just giving you an example. Delhi University, there was a topic, origin of universe according to Vedic science. What is this Vedic science? Just inserting some chapters. Over Jagdish Basu, or our earlier these scientists or seers, Aryabhatta or so, it is not going to help. Okay, pattern is the same, model is the same, education system is the same. What Kothari Commission gave in 1964. 1964, when Kothari Commission, UGC was AGC chairman, he said that the center of gravity of Indian education system is westernly oriented. Have you changed that? Mr. Doctor, we have to do a lot. Yesterday I was telling them, I don't know whether you have heard or not, but though I am also having the next session, I will be speaking in detail. Because you are teaching manufacturing technology. I don't know how many of you have heard about Bhrigu? Bhrigu? सुना है? क्या किया भृगु ने?
Astrology. Astrologist.
No, the main thing is what Bhrigu wrote, it is Bhrigu Sahita. Bhrigu Sahita talks about technology. It talks about, I have details. 10 Silk Shastra. Technological details. 32 knowledge system. 32. And 64 colors. About self, about the technology. How many of us know about it and teach it? I wrote a letter to Honorable Prime Minister. In India, we have around 10,000 I'm talking, on technology, on engineering, though these manuscripts are in Sanskrit. I find no one. In the entire country, I find no one. You go to Tanjore. If you happen to go to Tanjore is in Tamil Nadu. वहाँ सबसे ऊंचा temple. Its library is having around 70,000 books, manuscripts. You visit Mysore University, there is Oriental Library. It has 55,000 books and manuscripts. But nobody is there to interpret them. Because the Sanskrit knowing fellows, they do not know technology or engineering. An engineer or the technologist, he doesn't know Sanskrit. But just knowing Sanskrit cannot interpret them. Cannot interpret them. So I requested the Prime Minister to constitute the teams. And not one team will not suffice. Minimum 5 to 10 teams. Having the engineers, having this Sanskrit knowing fellows, grammar knowing fellows, literature knowing fellows, all kinds of fellows must be there to interpret them. We have been emphasizing so much. I just posing one question. I don't know how many of you know, because I am basically a policeman. The number of murders taking place in the society, you may not be aware, even about the Ranchi. Suppose 10 murders takes place in a month. On an average, I am telling you, that is the government data. 6 times more suicides are taking place. How many? 6 times more. If 10 murders are there, 60 suicides are there. But suicides have become so common. Even educated, highly educated engineers, doctors, professors, even educated persons, they are committing suicide. Because we have not known how to manufacture a man, how to build a man. We have planning for everything. We are planning for everything. We have the planning how to build a hall. We are planning how to build a machine, manufacturing machine. How to build the road for hospitals. But this country has failed how to plan human being. So much of emphasis was given on that. So we have to think about it. In fact, at my initiative, Indian Institute of this Management, Rohtak, they started a happiness course, a 15-day happiness course. They are telling all kinds of management, time management, marketing management, finance management. What about technology? Management of life? Is NEP catering to this requirement? No. It's not. But as far as engineering is concerned, I would request Professor Chattopadhyay, at least, at your own level you can constitute such things. Government of India is funding such kind of initiative. At least, you know about this, अगर आप लोग वहाँ कुतुब मीनार में गए हो, कुतुब मीनार के पास एक आयरन पिलर है ना? Yes, sir. One iron pillar is in Dhar also, in Madhya Pradesh. One iron pillar is in this Mook Ambika temple in Karnataka. How they could manufacture this? Corrosionless pillar. So far we have not advanced to that level. Where have we failed? Yesterday only I was giving the example of August Sahita, though I perhaps in because time is not so much, I will spend it. Just a very small example I will give. खाना सब खाते हैं ना? Yes. मैं just 2 days before, I was in Mumbai and I went to have a dinner with somebody, some family. उन्होंने हमको रोटी खिलाई, बोला टेस्ट कैसा है? तो खाने में बहुत मीठा लगा, बड़ा मीठा लगा। बोला कारण क्या है? I was also not knowing. बोला सब बनाने से ठीक पहले 10 मिनट पहले ही हमने आटा बनाया। अगर आप आटे को रख करके रोटी बनाओगे हफ्ते में 10 दिन, पता नहीं एक साल के बाद हमको आपको आटा मिलता है। हमारे घरों में इन द बिगिनिंग इन आवर, आई कम फ्रॉम ए विलेज बैकग्राउंड, हमारी मदर और दूसरे लोग जो रोजाना चक्की चलाते थे, रोज, एवरी डे। Our forefathers who were so intelligent or so knowledgeable, if they could manufacture aeroplane or other things, why did not invent it? Why? Now IIT Delhi had conducted research on such kind of things. It's so-called, I call it village technology. But we have forgotten about it. So NEP is giving the emphasis on that, but nobody is working on that. 2020 is almost going to 4 years. How many institutions are doing on that? Everything. They practice the tradition which have come to us for thousands of years. It has a science and technology behind it. But in the name of the modernity, we are giving up that. And it's creating problems. I think I end here. I have so many things to tell. But in consonance and in line with Professor Debi Prasad Mishra, we should not forget our culture or Sanskriti. Parveen should not become Pinto, or money should not become Minto. The foreign students, they keep on coming from 54 countries. It is a Government of India initiative. And I greet them with Namaste and tell them Namaste. Why we should not tell good morning. So thank you very much. I am again grateful to your Honorable Director, Sir Partha Chattopadhyay, for inviting me here. Thank you very much and God bless you all.
Dhanyavad sir for sharing the facts and figures, future pathways to build a human. As a token of respect and appreciation, now I request our Director Sir NIAMT to kindly do the honors and present the mementos to our chief guest, Dr. Satyapal Singh. I request Director Sir to give memento to I request Director Sir I request big round of applause.
Dignity on the dais, guests in audience, faculty members, volunteers, student volunteers, ladies and gentlemen. It is my great privilege to propose vote of thanks on this occasion. I express my vote of thanks to Dr. Satyapal Singh, who has accepted our invitation to grace this occasion, and he is with us. Thank you, sir. I express vote of thanks to Professor Souvik, Bhattacharyya, who from busy schedule extract some moments, and he is with us. Thank you very much, sir. I express vote of thanks to Professor Debi Mishra, who again busy schedule, he managed to come here. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, sir.